Hi, and welcome. I am so glad you're here. Before we dive into today's session, I want to take a minute to set the stage. If you're here, the chances are that your days are already really packed. You're running a business, keeping up with clients, maybe juggling family and caregiving too. And somewhere in there, you're supposed to find the space to actually grow your business. And I get it because I have been there. A few years ago, I hit my wall. My to do list was endless, and I felt like I was really slipping further behind every day. And what I wanted wasn't another productivity hack. I wanted breathing room. And that's why I'm really so passionate about what AI can do, what we're talking about today. Because AI, when it's used well, doesn't make your business more complicated, it makes it simpler. It clears the busy work off your plate so you can focus on the work only you can do. And that's the focus of this session today. I'm going to show you 3 simple practical workflows that can save you about an hour a day without adding more complexity to your life. All right, let's get into it. Hello, I'm Vicki, and I am your guide at Adapt Lab on School, where I help you use AI to simplify your life, create clarity, reclaim your time, and grow with ease and simplicity. So I want to start today with a question. What if you could get an extra hour back every single day? So not by waking up earlier, no one wants to do that. Not by skipping your favorite TV show, but by letting AI handle the little tasks that quietly eat up your time. So think about what you've given up in the past month because you didn't have that time. That blog post maybe that you meant to write, the client lead you didn't follow up on, that night you worked late instead of being with your family, those ones really hurt. So that is the cost of doing everything the hard way. But what if I told you that right now you're probably spending an hour or two on tasks that could be done in 20 minutes? So things like writing social posts, following up with prospects, or just turning one piece of content into 5 different formats. So today, I'm going to show you 3 simple workflows that will save you an hour a day without adding complexity to your life. So a couple of years ago, I remember sitting at my desk at about 10 at night, staring at a blinking cursor. I was behind on invoicing and email again. I was tired and I thought, if I can't figure out how to keep up here with this, maybe I'm really not cut out for this life. It wasn't that I was unmotivated. I was just really drowning in tasks. So I realized the problem wasn't so much the way I was working. And if that resonates with you, you're really not alone. We're not lacking creativity, we're lacking the mental space to use it. So we need smarter hours in the day, and that's where AI comes in. Okay, so before we get into how, I want to reframe one thing. I think AI is not magic, but it's also not complicated. Think of it less like a robot overlord and more like a slightly awkward intern with a PhD who just really needs clear instructions. So the shift I want you to make today is to go from doer to director. When you're the doer, you're not writing every email. You're not sorting every to-do. You're not staring at a blank page trying to force out social posts from scratch. When you're the director, you're giving AI the first draft. You're giving them the raw material, the structure, your concept, and then stepping in to shape that AI output into something that feels like you. So I kind of like to think of this as 3 zones. Automate. So that's the repetitive stuff that doesn't need your creativity. Things like scheduling posts, invoice reminders, that sort of thing. The next one is elevate. The work where AI can give you a head start on and that you add the human polish. So these are things like first drafts of speeches and newsletters. The final one is connect. The things that only you can do. AI cannot do this for you. This is building relationships, things that need the spark of your creativity. Things like sales calls, strategic planning, awkward things like giving a client bad news. Those are where you shine. But it's hard to shine when you're buried under admin. Okay, so now let's talk about the everyday workflows that can help cut hours of admin work from your day. These are simple, practical, copy and paste ways you can save time without the overwhelm. So I'm going to show you exactly 3 workflows, not 30, because I think the fastest way to fail with AI is to try everything at once. So I'll give you these 3 workflows today, but there are many more tested ChatGPT prompts in my free guides in Steal Back an Hour a Day with ChatGPT, and you'll find it in the Adapt Lab School classroom. This isn't about hustling harder with AI, it's about creating breathing room. So you can focus in on the work that actually moves the needle in your business. Because here's the truth. You didn't start your business to become an admin assistant in your own company. I know I didn't, but it feels like that a lot of days. Okay, so one of my favorite wins is repurposing existing content. So let's just say you published a blog post or gave a workshop and you know you should be repurposing it into something else. But the thought of turning that one piece of content into 5 different formats makes you want to crawl underneath your desk. So I used to spend an hour or so trying to turn an article into social media, email, maybe LinkedIn summaries. I would agonize over the words and the turns of phrase. So now I just let ChatGPT handle the first draft for me. It's a copy-paste prompt here that you can use today. So now you could scramble to write this down, or you could just grab the copy-paste version along with more prompts in my guide in Adapt Lab on School. Okay, so here's the prompt. And you put this into ChatGPT. Here's my latest blog post or transcript from your workshop, and then you paste that in. Please turn this into a LinkedIn article summary, 3 Instagram carousel slides with a stop the scroll hook, and an email announcement with a compelling hook. So that repurposing used to take, 45 minutes, an hour of rewriting and reformatting. Now it takes me 10. Okay, so next let's talk operations. So here's a true confession. I am notorious for messy handwritten notes. One day, I dropped my chicken scratch meeting notes into ChatGPT and I asked for a to-do list. It came back with a prioritized list with deadlines, and I just felt my shoulders drop and I relaxed. I wasn't behind so much, I just needed clarity in my next step. So when my brain feels full and I don't know where to start, I use a reset prompt that you can copy and paste and use today. And this is the prompt that you can put into ChatGPT. I'm feeling scattered, I'm feeling behind. Here's what's on my plate. And then you copy in a list or you just brainstorm out loud to it. You can speak to it as well as type. Please make me a simple 2-hour plan that reduces stress and just gets me moving. Sometimes the most powerful thing that AI gives you isn't content, it's calm. So for sales, AI is amazing at prep and follow-up. Before a call to a client, I used to scramble. Like I would try to remember all their details from intake forms, pore over emails they'd sent, see if they'd sent me any texts. So now I let AI prep me in a 1-page brief. Now here's the prompt. Here's my client intake form, and then you paste that in. Summarize their goals, challenges, and opportunities in 1 page, and suggest 3 questions I could ask on our call. And after the call, use this prompt. Draft a warm, professional follow-up. Make it an email thanking and insert their client name, thanking them for today's conversation. Summarize the main points and outline the next steps. So that's not just time saved, it's consistency and professionalism without the extra brain drain. I mean, who needs that? And AI even saves me time in my personal life. I had it create a weeknight meal plan in under a minute when I uploaded a photo of what was in my fridge. Now, sure, that's not business strategy, but every decision AI takes off my plate gives me energy back. And that energy is what fuels my strategy, my creativity, my client work. It gives me fun in my business. It frees up my brain so I can focus on things that make my life and business a lot better. So here's the bigger picture. Every small workflow you make better is a deposit into your time bank. When I started stacking those wins, getting that extra time, I realized I'd finally bought myself Friday afternoons back. So instead of catching up on administrative tasks, I could take my daughter for ice cream after school. I mean, I love that. So I want you to imagine this for a second. If you had 5 extra hours this week, where would you invest them? I mean, would you do more sales conversations? Would you enjoy more creative projects? Would you rest? Would you take time with family or friends? Or maybe it would just be nice to have breathing room in your business. So I think time saved is only powerful where you decide where it goes. An extra hour a day isn't just less stress, it's 5 hours a week. And that is time to close 2 more clients, finish the offer you've been putting off, or like you finally get some sleep. And each of these is worth thousands to me. So here's what I've learned. Every day you don't use AI, you are paying an invisible tax. Lost energy, lost profit, lost time. That's money you'll never see. Clients you'll never close, rest you'll never get back. And you're trading your highest value work, the strategy, the relationships, the creativity that only you can bring for admin tasks that could have been automated in minutes. And for entrepreneurs like us, we don't have time to waste. We're already busy enough. We can't just work harder. So one word of caution here. The fastest way to lose time with AI is to chase every shiny new tool. So I know because I have done this. When I first got into AI, I signed up for everything. I got into complicated automations. I tried to use complex workflows. And you know what? A lot of the time, it slowed me down. There were more dashboards to look at, more passwords, more stress. So what worked for me was stepping it back. I would pick 1 or 2 workflows, test them, and then let them become habits in my business before adding something else. I think AI should reduce noise, not add to it. Okay, so now I know what some of you are thinking. I am already overwhelmed. The last thing that I need is another tech tool to learn. And I hear you. You don't need to learn another platform. You already have everything I think that you need to save an hour a day, and that's ChatGPT in a browser. And you don't need to be a prompt engineer. You just need a handful of proven prompts that save you time right now. So here's your challenge. I want you to make this as simple as possible. Don't pick your biggest problem. Pick your most annoying one. The task that makes you roll your eyes every time you do it. And that's your starting point. I know I have one. I'm sure you do too. And then pick one workflow. Just one. Set a timer for 10 minutes and try it today. Notice how many minutes it saves. Then write that down and then multiply the time it takes by a week So that is your first deposit into your time bank, that time that you've saved. When you're not drowning in admin or low value tasks, you have space for strategic thinking that can actually grow your business. And this works because it's not overwhelming. It's one experiment, and it proves to you that it isn't theory. Small incremental changes can make a huge difference, and it's real time that you can reclaim. So I really don't think that AI has to be complicated to be powerful. It doesn't have to replace you. Its job is simple: give you back the space to show up as the human that your business really needs. So try the challenge, take back your hour, and remember, the real win I think here isn't just the tech. It's the breathing room it creates for you to think, connect, and grow in a way that really feels sustainable. I think because at the end of the day, the goal isn't to get good at AI. The goal is to build a business and a life that you love. So if you'd like some more support, I've created accompanying prompt packs and time-saving worksheets in my free guide. It's called Steal Back an Hour a Day with ChatGPT. You can find it in the Adapt Lab classroom on School, alongside a community of entrepreneurs and creatives and business owners already putting systems like this and others into place. So come grab your copy, explore the classroom, and enjoy the conversations in Adapt Lab. I'd love to hear which workflow you try first. And before we wrap up today, I want to leave you with something extra, a quick bonus Q&A. So these are 3 of the most common questions I get from entrepreneurs like me when they're just starting with AI. So first question, do I need to pay for ChatGPT Plus to make this work? No, you don't. Everything I've shown you today works in the free version. Paying for ChatGPT Plus can give you faster responses and sometimes a bit more accuracy, but it's really not required. If you're just starting out, stick with free. Get the wins first and then decide if an upgrade is worth it for you or not. Question 2. How do I keep AI sounding like me? How do I sound authentic? I mean, that's one of the most common fears I hear. I don't want I don't want my writing to sound robotic. So the key is to always give the AI your voice. Share an example of your writing or tell it, write this in a warm, professional tone with a touch of humor. Then treat AI like a first draft partner. You edit, you add your stories, you make it yours. So that's where the magic happens. Question 3. What if using AI feels inauthentic? And I really get that. There's a strong bias against AI, and a lot of people aren't used to using it. So I look at it this way. Here's the truth. AI doesn't replace your humanity, it amplifies it. So think about it. Is it authentic to hire a VA to help with admin or a VA to do the first draft of a speech, to take your notes, do a first rough draft? Is it okay to use Canva templates instead of designing from scratch? Oh, of course, it's not a problem. Everybody does this all the time. AI is just another support tool. And I think the value to you is still you, your creativity, your strategy, your relationships. AI just kind of clears away the clutter so you can show up fully human where it matters most for yourself and your family and your business. So there you go. 3 of the biggest questions I hear answered. And remember, if you would like more support, I've created prompt packs and time-saving worksheets in my free guide. It's called Steal Back an Hour a Day with ChatGPT, the Entrepreneurs Edition. It's in the Adapt Lab on Classroom on School, alongside a community of entrepreneurs and small business owners and solopreneurs like us already putting systems like this into practice. So I would love to hear in the community what workflow you try first.